Welcome to FBB Forum. If you like this content, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'm very pleased to welcome the beautiful IFBB pro women's bodybuilding competitor and Olympian, Asha Hadley, back to the podcast for a brief
Hi.
follow-up interview. I last spoke to Asha back in December, and she was kind enough to be one of my first interviews. And she's also the face of FBB Forum because you can see her profile pic on Instagram for me. But welcome, Asha. It's great to have you here.
Thanks for having me on again. It's a pleasure to be back on.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Now, so unfortunately, you advised me that you probably would need to permanently retire from bodybuilding due to health concerns. And
Mhm.
could you speak for folks who didn't see the December interview about the health issues that you've been facing?
Yeah, so last year, I would say it was last summer into the fallish or fallish time of the year when I was getting ready for when I was getting ready for the Savannah Pro, um, I got diagnosed with a kind of rare skin condition. And it's technically called autoinflammatory type condition, but it's kind of like an autoimmune condition
Mhm.
called hidradenitis suppurativa.
Hmm.
And it is can be a very painful condition. And so I was able to compete and finish out the Savannah Pro, which I won, thankfully, the Rising Phoenix and the Olympia last year. And through those competitions, I was dealing with this skin issue that was getting progressively worse.
Hmm.
And it was very painful. So
Hmm.
after the Olympia in 2022, I kind of shut everything down because it was progressing. Like I said, it was getting really bad and painful. Um, and it got even worse after that to the point where it was difficult for me to walk. I couldn't get to the gym.
Hmm.
But continued to work with my doctors and my dermatologist to get on some medication that kind of stabilized me and put me almost into remission for this condition.
Hmm.
Um, Unfortunately, a lot of the things that we have to do with bodybuilding prep and competition and the level of training that we have to put our bodies through, all the stress and things like that, are
Hmm.
not conducive with controlling this condition. So, facing that, I realized I would probably have to step down from competing,
Hmm.
which was, it's sad because I consider myself kind of a successful competitor. I've made it to the pros. I've been competing at the highest stage, the Olympia, several times. And to kind of have to stop that when you're not completely ready is never a great thing. But
Yeah.
I do feel grateful that I did have the opportunity to compete as long as I did. And at the Rising Phoenix several times, at the Olympia several times. So I can definitely walk away feeling proud of what I did. um, and then try to stay involved in the sport even though I can't be on stage.
That's great. Yeah, you are definitely one of the best competitors, and you're definitely going to be missed on stage. But would you still be able to work out, but not necessarily prep? I mean, and I know prepping can be very tough on your body too.
Yeah, I had to take about 6 months off from last December up until the middle of the summer.
Mhm.
I really couldn't do anything. I could barely do cardio. But I have been back in the gym since then, and I've been going consistently. I've noticed that with this condition, the level of or the intensity of exercise kind of determines how, like we call them flare ups, how I get flare ups. So
Mhm.
if I go in and I do what I consider a semi moderate leg workout, it kind of irritates, this condition where I get a little bit of inflammation and uncomfortability.
Mhm.
So, I can work out. I probably can and shouldn't train to, the level of contest prep, but I am very grateful also to be back in the gym because that's definitely a part of my lifestyle. I feel like it's a part of who I am. And I don't have to completely give that up.
That's great. No, that is really good. Yeah. And we talked about maybe staying involved in the bodybuilding scene, maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, maybe as a trainer or a judge or a coach. But do you think,
Yeah. Yeah, I
um,
think I think one of those I'm definitely looking into doing. I don't know that I have the personality to be a trainer or coach.
uh-huh.
I definitely give props to all the coaches out there that can manage good athletes. Um, but yeah, I definitely want to, get involved next year. I spent pretty much this year learning about this condition and how I need to manage myself with it. And I feel pretty comfortable now that I've got things under control. So I can move on and do other things and get re-involved.
And there's no cure for your condition, right?
No, it's unfortunately there's a lot of different treatments, and the main thing is just management. So,
Hmm.
there's anything from surgery to medication. And luckily, with the help of my dermatologist, I've found a medication that I can take and keep things under control and keep me comfortable.
Hmm. That's cool. Yeah. Um, no, yeah, but we'll definitely miss you though. Um, Now I was curious if you watched the Olympia, and I was curious what was your take on women's physique and bodybuilding divisions, and I was wondering if there was any surprises there.
Um, Not really looking, well, speaking for women's bodybuilding, not really looking at the 2023 season. Um, I think that the Angela and Andrea matchup was a lot better than people kind of expected. It was probably a lot closer than they expected.
Mhm.
And I'm happy. I'm all for it. I think it's great. The level of competition that the ladies are bringing now with bodybuilding is amazing. The
Yeah.
same with women's physique. I mean, Sarah coming back and taking the title, that was super exciting. And all of the buildup that they kind of made with both women's bodybuilding and physique leading up into the Olympia was really good. But I think the girls or the ladies really brought it, and they represented very well for the two divisions.
Yeah, it was because it was in Orlando. I got to go this year, and it was amazing. They did such a great job, and seemed like we're kind of past COVID now, so I think that
Mm-hmm.
helps most of all the competitors, and get more fans coming out too. So it was exciting to see.
Yeah, yeah. I like the location rotation that they're doing. I'm not sure if they'll continue to kind of flip-flop, but I think there's a lot of people that like Orlando, like you said, and a lot of people that like Vegas, and I think it's kind of cool that they can take it to different places. I liked Orlando. I also like Vegas too. But having it in both, it almost makes it more accessible for fans because
Yeah,
not everybody can travel all the way across the country to go watch a bodybuilding show. So,
exactly.
either year they can catch it on their coast.
That's what I like about, yeah, West Coast and East Coast, and they have two very good airports with a lot of direct connections, and also you have like kid friendly and not kid friendly.
Yeah, the adult years and the family years.
Yeah, for folks with kids, I think it'd be nice to be able to go to Orlando,
Definitely.
keep the kids entertained. I was just curious, what was your take on 23 or bodybuilding season in general? Was there any surprises or women who emerged that really impressed you?
Um, Not really. I would say the one that kind of sticks with me is Roshana winning the Masters Olympia. I'm
Yeah,
super proud and super happy for her for doing that. She's really, really impressed year or improved year over year and impressed me a lot. So I was really happy to see her get that title this year.
I was really pleased too. Yeah, she looked terrific, and she's working with Sharonica Hinton now, so I think she's
Mhm.
improved her posing too, which is really good.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that was something that was missing a little bit from her. Now
Hmm.
I think she's flowing better now. So yeah. Um, Now I was curious, with you not doing bodybuilding anymore, that is kind of like a void. So maybe you should do a podcast or something.
Maybe I probably have enough to talk about.
You'd be a great host, I think, definitely. But no, I do hope that you'll still continue with the sport and help out, where you can, and you bring a lot of institutional knowledge too, and a good eye for the sport. So yeah, I hope that you'll continue.
Yeah, I'd like to contribute and like I said, stay involved. It's really fun. I love the community. Just getting to be friends with all the ladies that I compete with. It's a great, kind of family that we have.
That's
And I'd
true.
love to stay a part of that, in the competition side as well as personal.
Sure. Yeah, definitely. I think that would be great. Yeah. Well, that's all I had for today. Just like I said, just want to do a brief interview and thank you
All
for
right.
this update and this news. But yeah, definitely keep in touch and yeah, we'll be definitely keep an eye on you. Hope to see you. I think you'd be a great judge too, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's something I was thinking about doing as well. And that's, getting involved and probably working my way up as doing that too. So,
That'd be terrific. Yeah. Yeah. And like I mentioned about podcasts, I think a podcast where an athlete interviews other athletes is really interesting and
hmm
kind of like Danielle Willis, what she's doing now, I think is really good. So,
yeah, definitely. I think the athlete to athlete conversations they flow a little bit differently.
mhm.
Um, and they're definitely cool because it's more of kind of like our, backstage conversations that we have and,
Uh-huh.
the little things that we talk about and we personally know about each other.
Yeah, I find that stuff kind of fascinating. So that'd be good. So, well, thanks again, Asha. It's really good to see you again. And I'll get this posted soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye.